Last June, Timothy Bradley defeated Manny Pacquiao for the WBO welterweight title. But aside from that piece of hardware he now slings over his shoulder, all he got out of it was a trip to the press conference in a wheelchair and a bunch of death threats. Now, given the controversial nature of the decision and the massive popularity of his top-ranked stablemate, Bradley was essentially blacklisted by his own promoter. In order to preserve and feed their cash cow, Top Rank blasted the media's inboxes with literature about how Pacquiao was robbed, and then the WBO conducted an absurd rejudging of the fight, of course carried out by judges they paid. So Bradley, now a household name for better or worse, with a win on paper over one of the best fighters of this generation, or at least a competitive night with him, sat at home in Palm Springs and waited for the payoff. Fights with Yuriorkis Gamboa and a host of other big names never materialized. In fact, nothing did. Well, finally, something has, but it's in the form of Ruslan Provodnikov, who will fight this weekend on HBO. Provodnikov is as reliable and exciting fighter as they come, but he has really just been an ESPN staple who has already struggled and lost to a B-level fighter. Plus, if we're talking about controversy, his supposed landslide win over Chop Chop Corley in 2011 wasn't exactly what the scorecards say it was. In all likelihood, Bradley should have his way with Provodnikov this weekend. He should be too shifty, too fast, and too accurate for the face-forward brawler to contend with. But then what? Promoter Bob Arum has only recently mended his relationship with his client, and only this week has started showing up at his press junkets again. He's already set the precedent for Bradley as a $1 million fighter after his generous purses for the previous two fights, so perhaps he'd like to get some value out of his investment now. Top Rank seems to have come around, but it's time for fans to stop blaming Bradley for what happened against Pacquiao. There might not be a large number of people who think he deserved the decision that night, but there are some, and that at least means he proved he belonged in the same conversation and the same ring with the sports elite. Now let's see if the latter will happen once again in the literal sense.